Hey, this is Phoenix. This is another VOD review for an Ana player. Their name is Mango. They're currently a silver player in Overwatch. On Reddit, they said, I was Ana in the game. I worked on damage and heal, kept landing sleeping darts, and had the least death, keeping myself alive. We had generally better numbers, but we still lost. After watching the replay, I noticed we weren't sensitive enough about the payload, but beside that, what else could I have done better? Ultimately, I had already kind of skimmed through your gameplay here. Ultimately, if nothing else, I think you need to hammer out your fundamentals. I actually think that's what's holding you mainly back right now. Are going to be three things, right? Usually there are three components to like Overwatch gameplay. You have your game sense, you have your positioning, and then your mechanics. Right now, I would actually say I think you really need to hammer out your mechanics and your positioning. Those two are probably what's holding you back a lot right now. You mentioned that you had the least amount of deaths on your team, but just looking at your positioning throughout the whole VOD, I felt very unsafe for the most part. Anytime, I was just watching you play, it was just like, would I be here? And my general answer was always going to be kind of like a no. In general, I think you actually just play way too close to the fights, way too close to the front line in general. And I'll point those out for you, just so you understand what I'm talking about. And then I also think you could work on your mechanics, specifically your aim. For your heals, I think, I did see you dealing as much damage as you possibly could, which is always really good to see. But I think you're missing a lot of easy shots on your tanks and DPS and your other support as well. That's really holding you back. So we'll just take a look at everything, and as we come across things here and there, I'll make sure to point them out for you, and then we'll go from there.
Ready for
Also, just real quick, just a quick little skin check. It's all right. This is like a C tier, in my opinion.
attackers incoming. Escort the payload. Covering you.
Right here, that was a little just dangerous right here. Your movement right here. I think you're actually swinging way too far out right here. Especially just because you're kind of giving line of sight to the enemy team. It's not too bad just because you are pretty close to cover. But, I mean, you could be safely, like, right here, to be honest. Even, like, right here. And still have, like, eyes on your Doomfist right there, right? Plus, you have Mercy on payload, so you don't have to worry about that. And then you're not having to look at the enemy team all too much until, your Doomfist starts to actually make a little bit of space, give you a little bit more room to play with. Then, you can start playing over here. But it feels just a little odd, I think, seeing you out here. And so this is actually what I mean about a little bit of, like, you're missing the easy shots right now. So you missed that shot right there. Missed the second shot. Third one. Another one. Another one. You actually haven't hit the Doomfist at all yet, right? And so and I'm not trying to, like, dog on you about this, and I'll give you recommendations at the end on how I think you could work on that. But right now, as it is, this is something I consistently see throughout the whole game. It's that you're missing these shots on your teammates that, could have sustained them or, saved their life, which ultimately probably could have won you the game. So I'll point them out here and there. I already said my piece on it. I'm not going to, like, just stop like I did for each shot that you missed, but I was just trying to prove a point there to you. So right now, I also wanted to point this out. So your tank just died. Your Genji just died. You hear Reinhardt walking towards you. I hope you hear his footsteps. The time to run is now. Or you'll just stagger yourself, right? So just back off. Which you do. So I'm glad you found your spawn. Just walk back inside. There's no reason for you to go back out there and die. This is really nitpicky. This is just kind of like I don't expect you to focus on this at all. But being a little bit more aware about audio cues and kind of like what your teammates are up to. So I mean, I saw Doomfist like jump out there, and I have my even with my eyes closed, I heard him like charging up his, punch right there. And then you throw your nade where you think Ryan should be, but Doom punches him. But this is like I said, this is super nitpicky, but it's little things like this that add up over time, right? But you guys do end up converting the kill on Reinhardt there, which is really big. So hopefully, in an ideal world, right, we would be in comms. Everyone is in comms. Everyone's super positive, super nice. Everyone's talking to each other. Ideally, we're calming to our teammates like the time to push in is now. Like, let's play aggressive. They're down their tank. They're playing Lucio and Brig, which makes it a little more difficult to aggro on them. But you are playing Doomfist, so you guys and Genji, so you guys should be able to jump on them. Nice. Keep your onto it. Perfect. I think someone else in the comments mentioned this, that you've kind of focused on the Lucio a little too much. I would agree and disagree kind of at the same time. I think if you had the mechanics for it and if you had the aim to kill him, because you missed a couple of shots there, if you're able to kill him, yeah, I would look at him. If he's just gonna like walk in your face like that. I sort of agree though at the same time, because your whole focus kind of was on him there. Luckily your Hanzo was able to secure the kill, which is great. But consistently throughout the game, I think I see like a tunnel visioning issue almost, where you see like one issue in front of you, and you kind of forget about everything else going on around you. So this is, this is a decent example of it happening. A better example will come up, especially during the team fights. But over here, like, your Doomfist is going, he's taking a lot of damage there, so Mercy has to come in and look at him, and you're kind of over here. So I think this is just kind of like a situational, like, awareness kind of thing. You're kind of really focusing on this Lucio. When I think I want to see you more kind of looking at the bigger picture.
Stand up straight.
This is kind of scary right here. We're kind of just on the open, aren't we? So I think I want to see you like buy cover more often as well. I think I noticed that as well. Like throughout the VOD itself, is I want to kind of see you more just closer to walls. But I mean, they are down like a lot right now, so we're playing very aggressive right here. So it's fine. Nice try in the sleep. Nice. Nothing too wrong there. This was just that team fight was pretty. That just easily won just because the Reinhardt just charged into you guys. So nothing too bad there. Nice, good kill. We'll talk about the sleep darts later. You mentioned you were hitting a lot of sleep darts, and I would agree with you. You're hitting sleep darts here and there. But I would disagree is, are they impactful? And that's where I think I would disagree. I don't think your sleep darts right now are very impactful. You're kind of using them just as soon as you see an enemy, which is, especially if it's like a Ryan in your face, it is what it is. You're going to have to do something to keep yourself alive. But I think you're kind of overusing your sleep dart at the moment right now, actually. And I'll talk about a little bit more about it later when I see another example of it. But overall, a great recommendation I try to give to Ana players that, I help out like this, is go through your replay. Look at each sleep dart you use, and this applies to your anti-nade as well. But look through each one and ask yourself, was that ability worth it? Because if you use it, it's on a cooldown, right? Sleep dart's a 14-second cooldown. So if you used it, it better have been worth it, right? Anti-grenade is the same thing, where it's like a 9, 10. It's a really high cooldown. Both of Ana's are really high cooldowns. So that's why her whole kit is, you want to be really thoughtful about how you're using your abilities. So ask yourself, why did I use that there, right? And then, was it worth putting my ability on cooldown right there? So if you can go back and ask yourself, every time you use your abilities like that, I think you'll actually like get really good at like being a little bit more thoughtful about it, and I think you'll actually have a bigger impact with those plays. So this is a very scary situation, right? That we put ourselves in. Reinhardt's about to be like right in your face, and then your tank's nowhere near you, and this is like a really bad situation. This is kind of what I mean by earlier. I kind of want to see you like looking at the bigger picture. And when I say that, it's ultimately I just want you to be a little bit more aware of your own teammates' positioning, your own positioning, and the enemy team's positioning. So, your relation to kind of where the enemy is and where your team is. Ideally, you don't want to be near the enemy at all, right? You want to be near enough to be able to make plays with your sleep dart and anti, but like not near enough to where you're about to get your ass kicked by a Reinhardt. So it's something I want you to kind of think about. Like each time you die, I want you to kind of think about like, okay, why did I die there? Was it because I was out of position? And if you were out of position, try to think yourself like, where is a safer spot? And I'll point them out to you, as we go through this. Nice anti.
Happy to assist. My ultimate is ready.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Know that.
Valkyrie is ready.
Nice. I'm really glad. I don't know maybe if you were commenting this, if your team was commenting this, but this is really great what you guys are playing right now, right? Their Brig and Reinhardt, for whatever reason, pushed up, after they respawn, like right here, right? They walked out after you guys cap point, but the rest of their team had to respawn over here, right? So this is a great play that your team is making right here, is pushing up and killing Brig and Ryan, which is going to stagger them even more. So if these two, maybe three, decide to take a fight, they're already at a disadvantage. It's a 5v3. Now, in higher ranks, you're going to find that, people are going to start grouping up more. Ideally, these two, this is, I'm saying this so, for your benefit as well, if you're ever in this position, if you notice that you respawn before, right before the cap is, the checkpoint is taken, right, capped, just stay in spawn and hit your interact button, and that'll respawn you, back over here. Or at least like the next checkpoint spawn. That was a new thing that they added, actually. So I don't actually see a lot of players take advantage of that, but they really should, because that's huge. It lets you group up with your teammates. It's just a really nice quality of life thing that they added. So, take advantage of it. Okay, so we're not really in a fight right now, and so I don't think I ever saw you do this. Take high ground more often. You have the time right now to actually just go over here, or back over here, but take these stairs and just chill up here, or even like I generally like to be over here. Just feels a little bit safer, just because a lot of times the enemy team likes to come out of this door. So if you come out, you're right there. That feels a little dangerous to me. So personally, I like to be over here, especially if my team is going to be playing here. Just because then, enemy team's going to be over here for the most part. Sometimes you'll get some flankers coming this way, but you have a health pack over here. So this is a generally pretty nice spot to play. But I don't ever see you coming up here for the most part. I don't think you actually did a single time. I could be wrong. But generally just want to see you get on the high ground more often.
Scanning.
I feel like this is like a take the initiative kind of thing, right? You just kind of sat there and watched him die. You could have done anything from, I don't know. You could even nanoed him. If you're on the high ground, you probably could have had a better shot on him. I don't know. It just felt like there's no like sense of urgency, right? Your tank is about to die. Your tank dies, you're probably gonna lose the next fight. And I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice a little bit. So I'm sorry if you hear me, my voice cracked a little bit here and there. But yeah, you guys basically lost your tank, and Brig rallied right there. So I would not be surprised to see you guys lose this fight. They have so much momentum now. Yep.
Hello there.
Why have we stopped?
Rest up, old man.
If you're gonna ante him, like you should. I'm wondering why you hesitated right there. I'm wondering if it's a ping thing. If you were here, like in the call with me, like a Discord call, and we're going through this together. This is kind of a moment where I'd be asking you, why you hesitated on it a little bit, just because you ended up missing out on what would have been a really great ante, with two of your DPS players that could have followed up, plus your Doomfist is going in right now, so that would have been a great ante played right there. So I'm actually genuinely kind of curious why you hesitated there. If you ever have the chance to put it in the comments, I'd love to know why. I'm gonna show you something real quick. Where are we right now? 416. Okay, perfect. I just want to show you this really quick because I want to point out, I think you're actually like scoped in way too often throughout this game. So I just want to show you something really quick that'll, I think, really help your awareness kind of part.
I will not
Because
leave
Reinhardt
a
was to your
broken
left
word
right there, and
behind.
he was like kicking ass. I don't know if you actually heard or saw that. And that's kind of scary. So I just want to show you this. So right now what you're doing is you're hard scoped in, right? You're just holding your aim button, left clicking. This is hit scan mode. It's nice. It's really easy to hit shots like this. Generally, you only want to do this if you're in a really safe spot first, right? And then two, right, you're at a decent distance to where, Genji or like a Tracer can't just sneak up on you, right? Another way that you shoot, obviously, is just unscope. Projectile, harder to hit shots here and there. Not nice added benefit that I like to tell people that also, as well as, if you're hard scoped in, it leaves this trail that the enemy can see. If you shoot unscoped, it actually doesn't. So that's something to consider if you, ever need to swap between the two. And then the nice middle ground between the two is quick scoping like this, right? So you get the hit scan benefit of it. So if you're far away and you need to hit shots, you get a hit scan benefit, but you're not scoped in to where your field of view is limited, right? So right now, the edge of my screen is on the doorway. I scope in, I don't see the doorway at all, right? But if I quick scope, I get to see a lot more. So this allows you to be looking around a lot more often, as well as, actually being a little bit more aware of your surroundings and your positioning and the enemy positioning, as well as your own teammates. So I just wanted to show you this just really quick. That I wasn't sure if you were aware that this was a tech that you could learn on Ana. If you weren't, maybe look up a video on it. If you were aware that this was the thing, I'd like to see you do it more often if I ever do this for you again. I think I'd just like to see you just quick scoping a little more. There's a place and time for it, right? But for the most part, I just never saw it at all, and it has its benefits. It's very nice. So just something to keep in mind. I need to go back to where it was. That's not it. There it is.
Traveling to Havana. Ready for
All right, I
battle.
believe we're at 416. Let's find out. All right. Yeah, that's about right. So this is a situation where I'd ask, like, you used your anti-nade there. Was it worth it?
Stand up straight.
It feels like you feel kind of lost right here, right? You're doing it. It's like a couple seconds where you're not really like doing anything at all. Like I get like Overwatch is a really confusing game, especially team fights like this where things are a bit spread out right here, right? Your whole team is kind of like split like this. Reinhardt is in your spawn for whatever reason, but it's like. You got to be really efficient with what you're doing. You don't want to ever just be kind of standing, doing nothing, right? So if you see an action, like commit to it. You got to like find an action, just be like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Obviously, we don't get the benefit of like getting to do this and looking at what's going on, but doing something is gonna be better than doing nothing, right?
Stand up straight.
Right there, this is a little nitpicky as well. Your Doomfist is full health. He doesn't need the HP. That's like a time that you could be looking for damage right there, right? Instead of like just healing him, which isn't going to benefit him because he's full health anyways. So.
I'll make this work.
Okay, whoa. Lucio and Reinhardt are coming at you right now. You should be running right now. But you're staying. Oh, you might die from this, I think. You almost do. But your mercy bails you out. That's really scary, right? If what had happened, by the way, if this happened, you would have died right there. And I actually blame the Lucio for not killing you there. Had Lucio been on speed boost and just like hung out with his teammates right here and just been like, all right, like we're gonna get the Ana. I'm gonna speed you guys in. You would have died right there. But you don't want to ever like have to like depend on the incompetence of your enemy in order to not die, right? So this is like a spot where it's like I think you're so out of position right now. Plus, you kind of went like a really weird way. Kind of went this way. I probably actually would have gone this way, like up this, right? This feels a little bit safer to me. I know no one's gonna be really around here, so I'd probably be right here. At least run up there. But your mercy manages to bail you out, so that's nice. Holy shit, that's scary. Oh my dear God, he wants you so bad. What did you do? Go, whoa, you are at the front. I hope you know that. You are like, you are announcing to the enemy team, like right now, like, I think you guys like can't hit your shots, and I'm gonna challenge you on it, right? Maybe that's okay here because this Ashe isn't really hitting you. Oh, you almost die for it actually. So I'm glad you get punished for it, and then you immediately get back into cover. That there is never a reason that you should ever just jump out like that in front of 4 people, right? That is dangerous. So I'm glad you got punished for it actually, and you got shot at, and you immediately went back to cover. I want you to be like playing a little bit more cautiously and with cover more often. Nice try on the sleep dart.
Get in there.
I wanted to actually point out about the nano. You've held on to the nano for quite some time now. It's been about 5 minutes, and this is your first nano. On average, you as an Ana player, you should be building your nano from 1 minute to 2 minutes, right? 1 minute is really fast. Like I would consider that phenomenally fast. Anything less than that, and it's just like, whoa, okay. A minute and 30, minute 45, like minute 40, like that's kind of where I would say like the average Ana player would be at, building it usually every other team fight. And then anything above 2 minutes, I would consider much on the slower side of building it. But the thing is it's been 5 minutes, right? Even if you were building your nano really slowly, you would have had 2 by now. So I did notice this throughout the video, VOD as well in general. I think you're actually holding onto your nano too often. Just use it on your tank. Use it on one of your DPS. Let them make a play with it, right? You're going to build your next one like pretty quickly. You should, at least. As long as you're healing and hitting the shots. So that's just something I wanted to point out. And I'll include it as well in my written notes that I'll send over to you as well. It's just something that kind of bothered me a little bit. It's just like I think you're just holding on to it way too often. You're playing way too close to the payload. Yeah. If they walk out at you, especially like Reinhardt, he's obviously not here, but it's just like, why even put yourself in that position? Like I would be looking to take high ground right now. And like I said, actually Hanzo's even over here. Like I'd chill right here. Like this feels very safe to me right now. But instead, you're right there. You're taking high ground. Don't get me wrong, now you are. But Reinhardt's in your face now. So, very unsafe. Not worth it. I don't know how you didn't die from that, to be honest, but... Yeah. Alright. That right there is another example of like mechanics, I think, holding you back. But we'll come back to that later. So at this point, I'd actually probably just tell you, if I was like on a Discord call watching you play, I would be telling you right now, like, just kill yourself, like jump into the rain, just don't stagger yourself and die, right? The reason being is this. So your Doomfist, unfortunately, like got obliterated, and then Mercy got killed as well. So generally, if you looked at this, this is a pretty lost fight. There's no way you guys turn this back, right? You do have Hanzo ult, but I would not give Hanzo ultimate enough credit to where it's like, oh, that's a game-changing ult, right? If you had Nano Blade, I'd say, you know, maybe worth it, possibly, probably not, but you know, that would be one where I might scratch my head just a little bit. But this is generally like a lost fight. You guys, there's no way you guys will turn this around. So what do? What you want to do is kill yourself actually as quickly as possible, so that you respawn with your Doomfist and Mercy now, so that you regroup as quickly as possible. It's like those little things that'll save you guys a little bit of time. So instead of spending like 10, 15, 20 seconds even to like regroup, you know, everyone has to respawn, everyone has to walk out together, and then we all join up and then walk towards the payload, right? Instead of doing that, you know, what you guys are setting yourself up here, and I know this happens because I vividly remember this, is you and Hanzo walk around way over here. By the way, Doomfist and Mercy are alive again now, so I'm gonna say, like, at this point, like, you know, you and Hanzo could have like respawned and probably grouped up with Doomfist's Mercy at this point, but you guys actually walk into this area. This is a death trap. Reinhardt killed both of you guys, and now you wasted more time. We'll count here. We'll see this. All right, you guys probably wasted like 20 seconds now.
60 seconds.
What's worse too is your team is still going in without you two now, right? But you guys are able to come back. Like, it's just like little things like that. So for future, just, you know, just so you're keeping that in your mind, like, you know, kind of be thinking about like, okay, I don't want to stagger myself this like fight just because it's lost already, so let me just go ahead and kill myself, right? Or jump, whether that's like jumping off like off the map, or walking into their tank and letting them kill you, things like that. In fact, and it's actually so important that you do things like that, because in higher ranks, what we'll actually do is, you know, if it's like a Ana or a Mercy or just like someone left that can't like really do that much damage to us, we'll just keep them alive until and like follow them, like literally just like keep them, maybe like if we have a Mei or something, like Mei wall them off into a room or something, like literally just trap them so that they can't like regroup, and as soon as their team shows back up, then we kill them, right? Or as late as possible. It's just it's like little things like that completely staggers you, so like, you know, your team's down one. So it's things like that. It's just something to keep in mind. Oh, sorry, I just realized my brain just caught up like what happened, that I'm like watching this at double speed. That's my bad. Alright, so we're coming back into the team fight. Nice, keeping your Doomfist up. You get Mei walled off. Ah, that sucks. Sorry, I got really confused there why he didn't get that ult from Lucio. Unlucky. That's so unlucky for the Reinhardt. I don't know if you knew this, but Lucio beat requires LOS, line of sight. He didn't get that because it's right here because Doomfist punched him. Poor bastard. And he dies for it. All right, but you guys are in a pretty good position now. You're down your DPS, yeah, but they're down Brig and Reinhardt. So they're down a support and their tank right now. So you guys should really be playing really aggressive here. Okay, I'm glad you don't let your Doomfist just die there. Oh, it's moments like these where I'm like, just take high ground. You can do it. Like, it'd make this fight so much easier. I'm glad you're looking for damage there, by the way. I'm glad you're at least looking for it, so that's really nice to see. That's probably actually one of the more difficult concepts to drill into support players' heads, is that, like, especially for Anas, it's like, stop, like, heal botting. Like, stop healing more. Like, you know, a lot of Ana players tend to overheal, so. Okay. Whoa, this is a little scary. Your whole team, like, backed off to kill the Reinhardt. I would have backed off with them, actually. I probably would have just done this instead, though. Like, probably just gone up here. Actually, no, I take that back. What I think I would have done instead, like, let me see, like, right here. Okay, cool. Rhino's up there. You're chilling right here. We're gonna play, like, you're gonna play your gameplay, right? I'm gonna play my gameplay. So I'm gonna be shooting at them too, and I'll be like, okay, he's gone. Briggs right there. Okay, well, I'm gonna help my Genji here. So I'm gonna shoot him, sure. Maybe throw a nade like you just did, and then I'm really scared because I'm seeing other people come. Look at this. I feel so safe. Oh yeah. Maybe sleep that Bob right there. That would be nice. Okay. Sorry, Doofus probably screwed you over slightly, baby, doing that. Oh, I saw this. That is so unlucky, by the way. I'm so sorry this happened to you. That is legit so unlucky. Yeah, there's literally nothing you can do about that. That just sucks. I got really off track there, but I think instead of going up here, I think you should have gone up here. So that's just my preference. So unlucky. Man, if this was me, I'd be pissed. I don't know if I'd be pissed. I'd just be really sad. Okay, that's a very early nano. There's no one here to fight. You kind of just nanoed him too. I'm assuming to heal him. I think that was a panic. I think that nano could be held a little bit longer. You probably could have just healed him. You know, throw a. I don't even know if you even need to throw like a grenade. You probably just could have healed him a bit. Nice. Nice. Not as nice. I'm gonna point this out. You are experiencing the benefit of high ground right now. No one's really looking up at you for one, so like they're not even like paying attention. That's like on them. But generally, you're in a sort of safe spot. Had Ash gone over here, I would have considered this no longer. She just isn't paying attention either, so she's sitting right here. And eventually, I'm assuming, you know, once Soldier gets here, this is like sort of safe because no one's noticed you yet, but it's not so safe just because like someone could come up here. But like see, like just, you're in a pretty safe spot. Like this is like peak Ana game. Sorry, Ash finally noticed you. Like that's like the peak Ana gameplay. High ground, far distance, no one shooting at you, you getting to shoot at them. Like that's like peak Ana gameplay. That sucks though. No, so. I don't think you guys get this, so. Oh, my poor ears just died. Alright, cool. So, it is what it is. Not too bad. So, now we'll get ready for the defense. I don't remember if you guys win or lose this. I think you lose, off the top of my head. We'll find out. Nice. So this is actually interesting. I like to either be up here if I have like a Sigma or something, or like, I don't know. If like my team's playing up here, I'll play up here. But otherwise, I actually like to play over here. This feels really nice to me. Of course, you want to communicate to your tank, right? I always communicate to my tank and just be like, hey, like I'm playing over here. So, you know, if you go past this corner, like I can't see you, right? So you want to let them know that for sure. But otherwise, this is a very safe spot because if the enemy team like comes up here, you know, then you can put pressure on them. Some would probably, I think some would probably say this is too cautious, too defensive, and I would agree to a certain extent. But I feel like most of the time, anyways, the attacking team wants to like fight on this corner anyways as well. So that's just kind of like my thought process anyways. I'm like, they're going to like take this pretty quickly, like this street pretty quickly anyways. You know, you might have a Widow up here or something. But you know, so they'll be right there anyway. So it's like this just kind of feels pretty safe to me. You know, being up here is not like pretty good spot too though. So I'm glad you found it. I hope you don't jump down right now. You don't. Nice.
3, 2, 1.
Man, your wrist is playing
Stop
really
the
close.
payload.
I hope you keep her up. Because, oh, okay, I spoke too soon. I was going to say, if she wants to play very aggressive like that, you need to, like, enable her for it, basically. Okay. You didn't need to jump off. I think you panicked. You saw the May wall, and you're like, I have to save this Orisa. But then, like, I want you to, like, walk with me there, right? You want to save Orisa, so what is the benefit of you jumping down right now, right? Doesn't make hitting shots really all that easier. All it really ends up doing is making you easier to get to, right? So, nice anti. That was a really good anti because it forced them off. That's awesome. Nice. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're way too close now. Right here. Honestly, we could be like pretty far back actually. Right here. I'm like, okay, fine. You want if you know, jumping off this is like pretty bad, but like it's you know, it's forgivable. But like now we're staying way too long down here. We could have found a better spot. We could have maybe even gone back up there. I mean, it's like right there. Yeah, we had the time to get back up there. I would have hoped that you went back there, or at least like back here, right? But we overstayed our welcome on the low ground here, and yeah, they found you for it. And you have to understand they're playing Lucio into this as well with Reinhardt and Brig. That is like brawl comp right there, and they want to be in your face. Don't make it easy for them to do that, you know, right? Getting on that high ground will prevent them from getting to use as easily. Ah, my ears. Oh, I didn't. Oh, you get rest. Nice.
There's much for you to do. Thank you, Angela.
Whoa, why are we back here? I want you to just look at where you are right now. You're by yourself up there. Or you saw Orisa. Sorry, you can see Orisa backing out, right? Like she backs out. Maybe you saw the May wall and you thought she would stay and you wanted to help her. If that was the case, you know, that's like a moment of like you like not being as aware of our own teammate, kind of like watching their movement. If that wasn't the case and you just wanted to like get close to this truck for cover, like that's just whoa. I think a better spot, literally. I know I'm nailing it on the head. Would have been here, or even better actually. I think I would have done this. I think is start backing out through this, be here, you know, and as the fight develops more, you know, because Reinhardt did die, so he's on his way back. So as he comes back and you guys develop the fight more closer to the checkpoint, you know, this is a decent spot. Not too bad. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if I saw someone here. So this is scary, which they don't get you for it. They don't get you for it because your Widowmakers pop like clicking heads right now. But that is very scary. Ooh. Yeah, this is what I mean by you're way too close to the fight. You don't have to be this close to your tank. In fact, you actually probably want a little more distance in general. So.
This would just take a moment.
No one can hide from us.
You healed her wrist and she's good now. You need to back off. All right, you built Nano fairly quickly, actually. I'd say like pretty well, pretty quickly. I think this is like quicker than average. So you have it here. Like I would be looking to use it this fight. Nice try on the sleep.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Holy shit, everyone just ulted. Poor ears. I think you actually nanoed a little too early. Like, you killed the Reinhardt, and then you just immediately nanoed her. I don't think that was actually necessary. Like, you didn't really give her the time to get into position to utilize it. Plus, yeah, like, she wasn't taking any damage, so it wasn't for a heal or anything, or for the damage reduction. Just overall, felt a little bit like a waste of a nano, personally. Like, I probably would have nanoed more, like, right now. Like, maybe the Bastion to keep him up or something. I don't know. It just felt very, like kind of nothing happened with your nano. The only thing it did was end up triggering everyone else to, like, hit their ult. But luckily, your Mercy valked and then is able to rest. That's very nice. You could be looking for damage right there, by the way. No one needs the healing. Just look for the damage instead of shooting your teammates. You know what? I'm not even. I'm actually, like, I would actually consider that a decent sleep. You prevent him from getting, like, close to you guys, like, basically reinitiating the fight when he had both his supports up, giving you guys the time to kill their supports and stagger them. Like, that's pretty good. Nice. Now, this is such an optimal position for you guys. He staggered himself so badly that he showed up when his supports died. So I hope you guys kill him right here. That is unfortunate. All right, we should be playing pretty cautiously here because we're down 2 now. They're down 2 as well, but they're playing Lucio, so they're gonna get back really quick. So right now we should be playing, like, backing off just a little bit, like at the very like least backing off here, just close enough to where Arista's contesting, like right here, right, using the payload as cover. But I'd be even, like, fucking over here or some shit. You know, I'd be, like, way over here. Probably if I was Ana and, like, my Arista wanted to play, like, right here or something, to contest. Like we should be backing up right now. There's no shot. Yeah, and Lucy and Brig are already back, so it's too late now. That sucks. Ouch. You guys lose point. Feels bad. You're on the high ground. Oh, never mind. I was gonna be like, why don't you take it more often? But... Ooh, nice shot. Oh. Nice. Nice. Good kill. Good kill. That's huge. Ooh, that was a little scary. That's great anti. Oh, God, I wish your Arista was, like, more of a Chad to just, like, get in his face right then and there. It sucks too. Your team's up here. I want you up there as well. I know I'm, like, kind of nailing it on the head now, like, so many times. But it's just like it's just so good to be on the high ground for you. No
one can hide from my sight.
Taking care of you. Sweet dreams.
Now strong on the ante. That would be cool. Nice. I would consider this a really, like pretty good nano. Yeah, Chatterwood sucks, but, you know. Ante there was a little questionable. But that nano was pretty good because that was, like, right when the team fight was initiating. You nanoed the Orisa, which gave her the 50% damage reduction, so the Shatter didn't hit her as hard. You know, things like that. Like, that was pretty good. Kind of wish she did more with it, but it is what it is. But this is, like, a situation where I think if you're, like I said, I keep saying it, like, if you're on the high ground, you wouldn't be in this much danger. Ooh, my ears. All right, cool. Okay, God, I hope Mercy and Hansa didn't walk in there without you guys.
If I'm still
Oh no, they totally did. That sucks.
I'm still
Yeah, then they're gonna die because they're by themselves. Whoa, this is dangerous, right? Because they have a lot of spam. Reinhardt has his fire strikes, Sojourn, Sojourn and Soldier. Almost mixed the two up. If they were both there, like this would just like a death trap. If they just shoot down this corridor and you're right there, you would like die. You almost do. So, oh my God, you do die. No, that sucks. Oh man, yeah, no, this is just spam. They're just spamming you guys out. They have the heroes for it, you know, and you just kind of stood there in the choke taking it. Oh man, I wish you would have just backed out like right here. Yeah, definitely, just especially because you know Lucy and Brig are pushing you guys right on that side now. Man, they really just kind of like pincered you guys essentially. I think you swapped to Kitiko here. Yeah, to TP back quicker. That just sucks. I know you guys lose this, so I'm not gonna even like watch because there genuinely isn't anything else you could have done there towards the end there. I did want to do this though. I did want to go back and showcase to you just how important it is to stagger people when given the opportunity. So I'm gonna speed this shit up real quick. So they take first point. You know, they're pushing you guys out. Your team is generally backing up for the most part here. I believe this is when you're back now. Yep, perfect. There you are. All right. So, but we are down 1, by the way. So we're at a disadvantage, and we're kind of having to take this team fight here because we're committed. So we're gonna take this fight. Through some pretty good plays, you guys actually managed to hold this fight pretty well. So that's one team fight in your guys' favor. I'm gonna just scoop this up. All right. Team fight actually never really ended, by the way. Feels odd. Kind of felt like no, it didn't really end. They keep coming back and taking shots at each other. All right. Anyways, next team fight happening right here. Second team fight. You guys like handedly like lose this pretty hard. Yeah, like this is where I would say like then you guys lost the team fight. Note though, this is where the payload is. It's not even at the halfway point. So we have time for one more team fight, maybe even 2 if we play our cards right? But the issue is we stagger ourselves so hard that we managed to like let them just completely take this side, like this portion, uncontested. In this spot, like this area is probably one of the easier to defend spots for defense, just because that high ground, you have that high ground, you have nice flanking routes. You know, technically, I guess, you know, if you want to be smart alecky, this could be another flanking route. If the team fight's happening like right here or something, you know, you could walk over here as Tracer or something and, you know, shoot down. Like this is a generally pretty like defender heavy spot in my humble opinion. There are some offense spots that are kind of nice, like you could be here, high ground as well. But I would generally say that this is pretty defender friendly. You guys never got that opportunity to even get to use it. Because we walk in one by one. So like you guys basically just let them like kind of have this second like half of this point like for free. So that really sucks. But you know, it is what it is. But I just kind of wanted to showcase that, not just because, you know, to be like, you know, you made a mistake, but it was more like, you know, this is why staggering is so strong. It's because things like this can happen. So anyways, things I wanted to go through. I'm gonna just let this like end, please. There we go. Okay. Things I wanted to go through. Ultimately, I think you just need to hammer out your fundamentals a little bit more, especially your mechanics, your positioning. I think those two things can work. Like, it's just like hammer those out. I think those are actually what are holding you back at the moment, especially your positioning right now. It is holding you back so hard. If anything, for like this rest of the season out, I don't actually remember how much time we have left. Let me check. That's a good question, actually. How much do we have left? So 17 days as of, today that I am recording this, which is 5/27. If anything, for the rest of the season, work on getting onto the high ground more often. If you do that, I promise you will climb up like maybe another like subdivision or two, maybe even like a whole rank. It is just that good, that important, because it allows you to stay alive for longer. For one, so you're able to heal, do damage for longer periods of time, and two, you're in a safer spot, so you generally have a better view of things, right? So those are the two reasons why I really like playing the high ground. Actually, and I can actually show you another reason why high ground is so important. Just real quick while I can do this for you. So I'm gonna play far really quick just so we can get there quicker. All right, so let's say I'm playing high ground here. Team fights happening like right here. Let's say, right? So I'm playing like Soldier or Ash or Ana or whoever. I'm firing down. Enemy team sees me. They look at me. They start shooting at me. All I have to do in order to, quote, like save myself is do this. This is like even though I don't technically have like walls here for cover, right? The floor is my cover. I just back off, and it's just that great. Two, also, you get a bigger view of like the fight of what's going on. So let's say I am Ana, and all 5 enemies are right there. 4 of my teammates are here, right? This is a really nice view where I can shot call really well. I have access to all 4 of my teammates. If they're fighting down there, I can be just right-click shooting, healing, and then shooting at the enemy. So that's generally why high ground is just so important. So it's something to consider. Another thing I want you to do if you have the chance is watch your own gameplay. Ask yourself every time you use your abilities, right? Why did I use that there? And was it worth putting my ability on cooldown right there? Especially on Ana. Your cooldowns are incredibly high, so if you're going to do it, it like seriously better have been worth it, right? Don't let this like make you reticent on using your abilities. I don't want you to get scared of like not using them ever, but I just want you to like be a little more thoughtful about them. Because right now it kind of feels like you're just kind of throwing them out right now, and I just want to see you like put just a little bit more like impact into it right now, a little more oomph, because right now it feels very lackluster. Another thing I wanted to say was be aware that you are tunnel visioning often throughout your game. You often kind of like look at the enemy like right in front of you, miss the bigger picture, which is part of like the positioning thing of getting onto high ground, right? Just try to be more aware of what's going on in the team fight and your own positioning in relation to the enemy team and your own team. Another thing is I want you to use cover more often. I see you standing in the payload or middle of the team fights way more than I would like to right now. You're kind of getting away with it right now because the enemy team aren't punishing you for it as much as they should be. But as you climb higher and higher, you'll start getting punished for it like way more. In my games in my GM lobbies, I peek out, I maybe have like like a millisecond before like I get shot at, right? So I have to play super conservatively, maybe not super conservative, but I have to play really smart with cover, right? Things like that. So if you just kind of walk out into the open, eventually like you're gonna get like to a high enough rank where someone's gonna see that and like they're gonna shoot at you and kill you for it, right? So let's get into the really good habit of not doing that now. Finally, not finally, but I know I kept going back to it, but that high ground. I think that's honestly the thing that, if we ever do this again, by the way, that's the thing I would like to see you improve on. Is just I want to see you taking high ground more often. So, once again, thank you for letting me do this. I really appreciate giving me the opportunity to take a look at your gameplay and give you a little bit of feedback. I hope that helps. If you have any questions or anything you want to like get clarification on, talk about just in general, I'm more than happy to talk to you about it, like over Discord or something, or even just in the YouTube comments or Reddit. It doesn't really matter where. You just shoot me a message or something and let me know, and I'm more than happy to take another look at it or answer any questions. If you would like me to do this again for you, like next month, next week, next season, whatever it might be, I'm more than happy to do so. At the moment, I'm actually doing this for 2 players right now, consistently, like on a weekly basis. One of them went from bronze to gold now. So not to say that that was like my work, because obviously they're the one putting in the work. But I actually think consistent coaching is very helpful, and I'm more than happy to provide it for you. So thanks again, and I hope you have a great rest of your season.